in London. First batch of 415 Nigerians fleeing from the war in Ukraine has arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from Romania. The evacuees arrived in Abuja via Max Air by 7:10 a.m. on Friday. The stranded Nigerians had fled Ukraine to Budapest, from where they were successfully evacuated to Nigeria following the intervention of the federal government with the cooperation of the government of the countries neighboring Ukraine. According to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Gabriel Aduda, the federal government has made all necessary arrangements to ensure that no Nigerian is left stranded in any of the countries where they had fled to. Meanwhile, we have news that the second batch of the students fleeing the war in Ukraine has arrived in Nigeria via Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Viewer Television's Jennifer Okolo is right now at the airport. Jennifer, can you bring us up to the speed with the latest development as regards the second batch of the students coming in?
The first batch of Nigerian evacuees from Ukraine arrived the country from Romania early hours of Friday morning aboard a Max Air flight. Information at our disposal right now is that over 100 students airlifted from Poland on board Azman Air have just touched down the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Meanwhile, all hands have been on deck to receive them and run them through the necessary checks and protocol. We have security personnel, medical personnel, and a host of other humanitarian agencies right here to aid the returnees in the process and make everything easy for them. Parents are also at the arrivals waiting to receive their children, and for those that will not be staying in the nation's capital city will be moved to the domestic wing where they will board flights to their various destinations. For now, there is heavy restriction for media personnel on the aircraft and on the tarmac, but we'll be bringing you details in our subsequent bulletin.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. We'll bring you more details in our subsequent bulletin. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Sunday Echono as the new Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund. The appointment of Echono, who recently bowed out as a permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, was made known in a traverse statement issued by the spokesman of the ministry, Ben Gowon, on Friday. Echono takes over from Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, whose 5-year tenure will end on 18 March 2022. Prior to his appointment, he served as permanent secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, and member board of trustees of TED Fund, among other important national assignments. Now, the federal government on Friday gave all returnees from Ukraine $100 to ameliorate their sufferings. This is contained in a statement by Abdurrahman Balogun, the head of media and publicity, Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, Abuja. Newsmen gathered that the first batch of the 450 Nigerians stranded in Ukraine returned home from Romania through the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on Friday morning. Balogun said that the returnees, mostly students, arrived in Nigeria with Max Air Flight 747. He, however, said that the evacuees from Poland could not return on Thursday because their flight was scheduled for Friday to arrive in Abuja at 2:30 p.m. Now, the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees has shifted the battle for local government and autonomy to houses of assemblies after federal lawmakers voted in favor of autonomy for local government and judiciary institutions. The local government workers said that they are battled ready to resist any attempt by governors to scuttle the passage of the bill at the state houses of assembly after it was passed by the National Assembly. Federal lawmaker on Tuesday approved proposed amendment to the 1999 Constitution on the grant financial autonomy to the legislatures, judiciary, and 774 local government areas in the country. The approval followed voting on the report of the ad hoc committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution Bill 2022. President of Norge, Akim Olatunji, said that the labor movement got a credible intelligence that some governors were making frantic efforts to ensure that the needed concurrence on the passage of the bill at the State House of Assembly does not see the light of the day. Now, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to embark on the advanced training of personnel of the Nigerian National Park Service and adequately equip the officers in order to secure the national parks and other forest areas in the country. The House also urged the government to approve the immediate deployment of personnel and promotion of officers who are due for promotion in the NNPS. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion sponsored by Honorable Johnson Ogwoma at the plenary. Ogwoma expressed concern that aside from the poaching and illegal logging activities in the parks, terrorists, kidnappers, and other criminals have taken over the forest and turned the reserves into their hideouts. He lamented that the criminals are better equipped and trained compared to the National Park Service officers, making it difficult for the park officers to carry out their legitimate responsibilities. Now, members of House of Representatives on Thursday expressed grave concern over the spate of fraudulent financial transactions being perpetrated by point of sale POS business operators across Nigeria. The lawmakers expressed the concern during the debate on a motion sponsored by Honorable Jimo Olajide, who solicited for the House intervention with a view to ameliorate the suffering of unsuspected Nigerians who have victims of the fraudulent practice in the bid to address the challenge. The House tasked authorities of the Central Bank of Nigeria to, in the public interest, introduce stringent regulations and guidelines, including the sanctions on the point of sales POS business operations in Nigeria. In his related debate, however, Olajide frowned at the activities of some of the POS managers using the POS for fraudulent acts to create fake credit alerts to defraud innocent customers. Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has cautioned members of the public not to buy land from internal displaced persons living in Abuja. The admonition was issued by the Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT, Minister Ekaro Atta, after the enforcement team removed illegal structures behind the old Federal Secretariat at Area 1, Kerki, Abuja. Atta said that some people are buying as much as 100,000 to the internal displaced persons for swampy land infested with snakes and reptiles around the perimeter fence of the old Federal Secretariat. He said that the authority realized that many of the illegal structures had been in the area for many years. The Senior Special Assistant vowed that the authority would prosecute those selling illegal lands in the territory, saying that the enforcement team has mandated of the FCT Minister Mohammed Bello to arrest those allowing the crime and illegality to thrive. Now, the House of Representatives has thrown out a bill seeking to regulate studies for wards and children of Nigeria public office holders. Sponsors of the bill, Representative Sagiu Ogun, said that the bill, if passed into law, it will strengthen the indigenous institution and provide efficient service for national development, among other things. The current state of the education in Nigeria has remained a matter of concern, as it has consistently ranked low in the world rankings. This is one of the cogent reasons for the mass exodus of Nigerians overseas for studies due to the incessant strike actions by university lecturers, poor lecturers to student ratio to the number, but few when it comes to traveling overseas for studies. Wards and children of the elite usually take the lead. Most times, wards and the children of the ordinary Nigerians bear the brunt of these strike actions, as the parents cannot afford to either send them to private school or send them abroad for studies. The funds used by these elites are most times allegedly to be sources from public north. To this end, Representative Sagi Ogun in his bill said there is need to regulate practice of the public office holders sending their children abroad for studies.
The report shows that apart from that, a public officer who doesn't utilize public institutions will be indifferent about their well-being. There's also the worry that so much of our resources are being expended in foreign institutions. For instance, the report shows that Ghana alone gets up to 160 billion naira of Nigerian students' funds, while the United Kingdom gets about 80 billion naira from Nigerian students. More than 75,000 Nigerians are reported to be studying in Ghana, paying well over 1 billion USD annually for tuition fees and upkeep. Most of these foreign students are children, ward of public servants and political office holders who ostensibly cut away public funds to a private youth.
The bill, however, met with resistance, which started from the Deputy Minority Leader, Toby Okechukwu, who said there is no proof regulating international studies will in any way improve the standards of education in Nigeria. Other lawmakers who contributed to the bill opposed in a bid to make the sponsors of the bill withdraw it.
Is it likely that children schooling overseas is the reason why our educational institutions are not working effectively? We must make a distinction, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, between hiring competent people who should man offices, who should be responsible, who are acting based on knowledge, as against legislating for things that may not in a real sense cure the problem.
It's not maybe because we are public officers, we don't see as children schooling abroad. Some have the means, apart from being incumbent. So if you say, because I'm now a member of House of Rep, I should go and withdraw my children from where they're schooling, and our institution here, as he has said, is not in order. Everybody wants the best. Actually, most of us here, I can say, we went to higher institution in this country.
I can't be discriminated because, or my children be discriminated because I'm in position of authority. That is the issue. They have a right, to be able to be educated anywhere in the world. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, may further this bill in section 42 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic offensive very strongly, except you amend this section, then you can be able to say you are bringing this kind of bill to the floor of the National Assembly.
Representative Ogun, however, insisted he will not withdraw the bill. However, in his response, the Deputy Speaker, who presided over the plenary, said the House cannot be blackmailed.
Blackmail. No. It's the last word you use. The last word. Please. Those in favor that the bill be executed say aye. Against say nay. The nays have it.
This is not the first time his particular bill has been presented, and each time it has met the same resistance. It is believed that investors in education need to become more efficient, requiring governments at all levels to prioritize the sector, since it is considered as a key to the economic prosperity. Now, a human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, frowns at other professions in Nigeria for what he called shying away from politics and leaving professional politicians to take over democratic system. This was the crux of Falana's speech at the Institute of Corporate and Public Sector Professionals 2022 membership induction and investation in Lagos with the theme Policy, Innovation and Public Service from Idea to Impact. He charged the ICPSP to be more committed to its mandate of training and retraining of professionals and also enforcing ethical standards and codes of conduct. In her remarks, the ICPSP President Dr. Folashade Arebame said at the event that the body had registered 205 professionals in various fields and as members since it was established in 2014.
And we actually look at it that, okay, what can we do to better our services, most especially the corporate and the public service. And we all can see from the delivery of the guest speakers, the keynote speakers, and our special guest of honor. It's been a wonderful time. We need a new Nigeria. We need to rebrand this country. We need to do it rightly. We need to get it rightly so that we don't just do it the way it has always been done.
Now, the African Development Bank and other co-financing partners' portfolio in Nigeria increased by $2.031 billion between 2019 and 2021. The Director General, Nigeria Country Department, Lamin Barrow, disclosed this in Abuja at the opening of the 2022 Country Portfolio Performance Review Workshop. Barrow said with the exit of 15 operations and entry of 6 operations since the 2019 CPPR, the bank portfolio in Nigeria increased by $98.6 million.
In 2021, evidence in the cumulative disbursement rate, which increased from 57% in 2019 to 66% in 2021. Similarly, the portfolio performance rating remained satisfactory at around 3 on a scale of 1 to 4 during the same period. And fiduciary compliance has also improved with the progress observed in the submission rate of audited financial statements by the executing and implementing agencies. 2022 Country Portfolio Performance Review Workshop therefore presents a good opportunity to take stock of the progress we have made and also agree on timely actions that will help us to avoid any further slippages and ultimately cleaning up.
On her part, the Director, International Economic and Relations Department, Ministry of Finance and Budget and National Planning, Aisha Omar, said that the workshop was critical to the development and strategy of the Nigerian government.
Particularly, it allows us to ascertain how value for money was achieved in implementing projects, and to make amends where there are deficiencies and challenges in order to achieve the primary objectives of these projects.
Now, the Nigerian Communications Commission says at least 195.4 million phone subscribers are in the country as of December 2021. NCC Executive Vice Chairman Professor Umar Dambata disclosed this at the ongoing 43rd Kaduna International Trade Fair in Kaduna. He also noted that subscribers to the internet stood at 141 million, adding that with a broadband connection of 40.88%, the nation's social media space has continued to thrive. Dambata also disclosed that the commission was set for the deployment of the 5th generation network in Nigeria, stressing that the telecommunications sector remains a strategic driver of the digital economy of the federal government. And that's all on NEWSPLUS. Thanks for watching and happy weekend.